All right, so we're talking about China. China. So please follow along with me as I go. All right, we're doing the colors here. The colors are going to be, if it talks about the government, about the different types of economy, we're going to make that blue. If it's talking about the special things that they do, that's going to be yellow, like the specialization, like, Germany's cars or America's airplanes specialization. If it's a strength, that's going to be green. It's kind of hard to see those colors. This is blue. This is yellow. This is green. And this is red. You see red. Huh. Yeah, that's blue. That's green. Okay, good. All right, here we go. China calls its economy a socialist market economy. Socialist market economy. What do you think that means? What is socialist? Socialist is another word for, well, it's kind of like communism light. It's a thing where it's the, well, yeah, I don't know how to say it, but socialism is more where the government is more of a market kind of economy. All right, so more over here. And so they're saying that it's a socialist market economy. So we talked about China, and now China back 50 years ago used to be way over here on the command side. They were super controlling with their government, with their, what you did. But now China has really moved towards this way. So they're way more of a mixed economy towards market economy. So this is kind of like socialist market is kind of like saying sour and sweet, or saying light and dark at the same time. So it's kind of that. Hello. Oh. So let's underline that with blue. Let me turn these lights off here. It's not helping.
Underline what? Underline what?
China is a economy is a socialist market economy. So basically, China is transforming from a command economy completely controlled by the Chinese government to a mixed market economy. So this is the most important thing here. So they really are a mixed market economy now. Overseen by a communist government. You want to stand up? Overseen by a communist government. So that, to me, says that they really are kind of like about here now. So they've moved from being really very, very command to being more like a mixed economy right here, where if you're Chinese and you want to start a business, you can do it. The government's going to have a lot of control, but you're free to make money and get rich, and but the government's going to have their hands in your wallet quite a bit. This means that private individuals have more economic freedom in China than they once did. Okay, so that's a strength. They have so private individuals have more economic freedom in China than they once did. That's a strength. In fact, private business is the fastest growing segment of the economy. However, China's government still makes many of the decisions in the economy. Economists predict that as a result, China may lead the world in economic strength in the next 20 years. So China is one of the two. China is actually the number 2 economy in the world. What's the number 1 economy in the world? What do you think? Which country has the strongest economy in the world?
North Korea. No.
The best economy, richest economy in the world. You're sitting on it right now. USA. So China is number 2. What you need, bud? Lost your blue?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Okay. So China is number 2. The USA is number 1. So China has come a long way. They are really strong. Okay? So China may lead the world in economic strength in the next 20 years. So China probably will take over from the USA. All right. Though China is such a large country, much of its land is not arable. Oh. What does that mean?
Breathable? Like you can't breathe it?
No, that's a good guess. Arable, remember from last year? Arable land is not terrible land. So arable means that arable land is good land for growing, but a lot of their land is not arable. They can't grow stuff. However, China has plenty of land and rivers, proving a solid foundation for China's economic growth. So that's a strength. They do have a lot of land. There's four things that make a country strong. When they invest in human capital, which is what's happening to you right now, you're in school, so you're being taught right now by me. Investment in capital goods, that's like, in a business like this, it's computers, it's tables, it's chairs, and you need to stand up so you don't fall asleep. Let you stand up, do some jumping jacks. All right, jumping jacks, give me 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, good. All right, good. So they invest. So when a country invests in human capital and its people, teaching its people, when a country spends money on roads and water pipes and electricity and what else we think would go with that? Things that last a long time that help, like freeways. What else? Subways. Yep. Subways. If a company buys, like if a company has a big farm, they buy good tools. They buy good tractors and combines and things like that. Those are all capital goods, things that help a country or a company to make money. If they protect their natural resources, that's going to be a problem. What do we learn about with China's rivers? Are China's rivers in good shape? No, in bad shape. Okay. And so natural resources and also entrepreneurs. So what's an entrepreneur? What does that mean?
Someone starting a business?
Yeah, taking a chance. Okay. So they have plenty of land and rivers. That's natural resources, proving a solid foundation for China's economic growth. And 50% of China's workers work in agriculture to feed the country's 1.3 billion people. Okay, so they have agriculture. They have 50% of the workers. That is a specialization. So they work hard on food. So they specialize in making food to feed that many people. That's a lot of people, okay? 1.3 billion. You know that a billion is actually 1,000 millions? Did you know that? So actually 1,000, 1,000, no, 1 million times 1,000 equals 1 billion. So that's a lot of people. A lot of people. So 1 million times 1,000. So 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, 5 million, 6 million, 785 million. You get up to 999 million. The next is going to be 1 billion. That's a lot of people. Okay. So they make a lot of food. They have to do a lot of food to feed all those people. China's major industry is what? Manufacturing of smaller consumer goods such as machinery, clothes, furniture has grown so much that in 2005, the United States imposed temporary quotas on certain types of clothing from China in order to protect U.S. clothing manufacturers. So they make so much stuff. Now, I think this was written before technology took over. As I know, if you look at your back of your computer, the back of your computer right now, everybody in the school, can you get yours out, please? Can I see your computer that you got, your laptop? I'm actually going to change my phone case. So I'm going to open my phone up, and I'm going to show where my phone was made. Okay. Here, put your computer up here, upside down on this table. So where was your computer made?
Can't see that.
Refocus it. Oh, can't see it. No light on. Oh, they're right there. See right there? See what it says?
China?
Made in China. So every student at Webbridge got one of these computers. So that's over 1,000 students. Fulton County bought over 1,000 of these to give to students at Webbridge. Okay, here you go. And then my phone. I have an iPhone. They're famous because they say designed in California. Guess where they're made? Let's see. Got this. kind of fancy phone case here. Turn the light off now. You have a phone too?
Mm-hmm. This one is rental.
It's a rental?
Mm-hmm. My phone is getting fixed.
Oh, your phone's getting fixed. It's really hard to see. My eyes don't work that good. Can you see what this says on this right here?
California.
Designed in California.
And assembled in China.
Assembled in China. Okay. So iPhones assembled in China. What about that one?
This one?
On the back, what does it say?
It doesn't say anything.
Nothing?
Nope.
No. Well, I bet it was made in China or South Korea, maybe. Anyway, so we're going to add on to here machinery, clothing, furniture, tech. Okay, because they put together a lot of technology in China. They specialize in it. Determined to modernize its economy, China has made significant efforts to improve its educational system. All right, so this is another thing of investing in what? Investing in human capital. Okay, so to improve its educational system. The number of students enrolled in college has grown tremendously over the last decade. China is also investing in technical schools. So they're investing, there's that word, investing, spending money on technical schools to train workers in necessary job skills. China will have to continue to invest in human capital to keep their GDP growing with the size of their population. China has also made important capital investments that serve as the foundation for its growing GDP. So important capital investments. So capital investments, that's roads and bridges. There's a word that you'll hear a lot. It's called infrastructure. So that's roads, bridges, freeways, electric power lines, sewers, water pipes, internet cables, all those things. Infrastructure. If you ever remember last month we had the power go out at school? Like it was completely black. And my room was completely black. I could not see a thing in here. The reason why is that there was a power, like somebody was working, like a worker was building a house or something, and he accidentally cut through the power line and just like cut through it. And so the power was like completely shut off, not just for WebBridge, but like a bunch of houses here, So what that tells me is that the infrastructure in the USA is really good because we can say one time that happened, right? Or maybe two times it happened. When it comes to other countries, it's like every day there's something going on. Some countries only have power like 3 or 4 hours a day or 3 or 4 hours a week. It's 5 o'clock. Oh no, turn the power on. Quick, charge your phone, quick, 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 quick. Because that's the only power they have. It's just those few hours a day or a week. Okay, so that serves as the foundation for its growing GDP. China has poured money into manufacturing, which accounts for almost half its GDP. So manufacturing, which is half of its GDP. The country has also built strong infrastructure of dependable water services, electricity, and transportation. Okay, so they have strong infrastructure of, they have water, electricity, and transportation. I'll tell you a story. When I was a young man, I was in China traveling on a school bus, a little itty bitty school bus. Chinese people are generally a lot shorter than Americans, and so their school buses are generally smaller. Okay, so it felt like a school bus for elementary school kids. It was just little, and I was in, let's see, Guangzhou, China. Beautiful, beautiful place. And it was, let's see, it was a place that had all these mountains. Oh, maybe I said it wrong. Look at that. Those are gorgeous buildings. Looks like Atlanta, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So that's some of the cities in China. Okay. But I was there in 1988, 88. And let me see if we can find the Dragon Teeth Mountains, China. There's the mountains in this place look like dragon's teeth. Here we go. So yeah, it was like this, like that. So we were traveling from Hong Kong, which is a big city, up to this place here in a school bus, and the roads were really, really, really bad, and they had these great big potholes in the roads, and they were so bad. So this is what it looked like when we were there. It was really, really beautiful. So the potholes were so bad that somebody sitting in the back of the bus, just riding in the back of the bus, they were like taking pictures and talking and stuff. And the bus hit a pothole so hard that one guy bounced up into the air and cut his head on the ceiling inside the bus. And somebody else in the back of the bus came down and actually broke her leg inside the bus from a pothole in the bus.
Wow.
It was so bad. So that's an example of infrastructure being bad. Okay, and this is like 30 years ago or so. And so China has changed their infrastructure. Their roads are better now. Okay? So that's China. And then what we're going to do after this, we can stop the video now.